Hello, people. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Transfer Watch show on Chelsea Perspective. More importantly, I hope you're all doing well. Quite a lot to talk about. We're hunting for news. We're trying to make sure we stay up to date. Whatever is happening, we'll get it right on time. So let's get into it right away. I'm going to go to the chart and see what we have there. Already quite a lot of people. The chat has been busy for a while now. We have, let's see again, Philip Smith, Arsenal have put another bid on Caicedo, £17 million plus add-on. I think I've seen that myself. We'll look at it in a bit. Good evening, hi, and dropping the like. Yep, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chat tomorrow, and thank you for dropping the like. That adds one more. And please, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream. And again, help the channel reach a wider audience. Here we have, remember, Arsenal paid the $17 million for Nicolas Pepe in the past, but I think this is their last offer. They will not go higher than $17 million. And we know how the story of Nicolas Pepe went. He's out on loan right now. And Valley, welcome. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much. Let's see, Santiago Mudryk. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Big up, everyone. Big up to you too. They didn't want to pay $10 million more for Mudryk. I think in the case of Mudryk, probably because they were relaxed, they thought we were not interested. They thought it was just them. They thought they were just the only ones looking at Mudryk. That was why they weren't willing to pay that amount of money. So yeah, but this time, if they really need him, they'd pay for him because they really want they want to win the Premier League. Arsenal do have their limits of spending. If you can elaborate, I'd really like to look at that, what you have to say about that. But will they get desperate to offer more than $17 million for Caicedo, knowing that they can win the Premier League? It's not the Premier League isn't guaranteed for them really. They have to put in the work, probably make a few signings and all that. It's no guarantee. What up, bro? Again, shout out to all the Blue family. Phil R7, nice to see you, brother. What up to you too? Adebayo Balogun, my Niger brother. Update on Enzo Fernandez, nothing new yet, except something that I don't trust the source, so I don't want to discuss it with you. Somebody's saying that Chelsea will send some representative, send representative to Portugal again to continue trying to find common grounds with Benfica to secure the signing of Enzo Fernandez. But I cannot guarantee you that because I don't trust the source. Nothing until if it gets serious, you don't need anybody to tell you. I hope that makes any sort of sense to you. But that's, by the way, we'll move on. What do we have here next? Just 1 second. Francis Winters, it's been a minute, brother. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Please do let us know that you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. I am well. How about you? I'm asking you that because how many days now? About 3 days we haven't seen you. And Alex Riva exclusive. Chelsea is still pushing to reach an agreement with Benfica for Enzo Fernandez with the new 17 million plus 30 million in others. I think that's the same thing I saw. That I'm saying I don't really trust the source, so I really do not want to talk about it. But nobody's again in this again in that Twitter sphere, the reports and none of them is perfect really. So you don't know. Maybe the guy springs up surprise and be the real insider. Maybe he's correct, but we'll find out. CFC been told that Chelsea representatives will fly to Portugal within the next 24 hours to discuss Fernandez deal. In the next 24 hours will be a day more. Okay, that's 29. So it's still 2 days to go more probably. Yeah, maybe. Let's see what happens. Again, who could be Chelsea's next captain? That is one. Again, let's stick with transfers, but I'm going to just do you a favor and talk about this one. I'm really not sure who that will be. Jorginho definitely leaving. Probably if Thiago Silva is there, I think he'd be the one. I think the younger players will, for the sake of, again, he's here. Before Jorginho left, I said, okay, just keep it. Just let it be Thiago Silva. Let's see what happens. Let's say, good question there. Top Skills Sports UK. Really, is that where the guy works? Let's see if that works. Let's see what happens, really. Sounds good. Again, I hope it's good news for us. Please let me know if the sound is clean or if you're hearing any disturbing or noise. Please do let me know so I can fix it immediately. I know how irritating that can be. Let me see what's going on here. Why is Nightbot deleted? Okay, you're using the word dumb. No wonder Nightbot is deleting it. Let's see what happens. So apologies, CFC Nathan. The machine that is policing the chat is deleting your message, not a human being. He also called the screener deal on January 20th. Fabrizio only said, there we go. Okay, and Fabrizio only confirmed that a screener has permanently signed for PSG this evening. So yeah, if he called that one, then probably he has access. And please let me know how is the sound. Is it okay? Just let me know. I don't want it to be irritating you, and I'll keep on talking like that. Back again, Jamaica. Courtney, how are you doing, bro? I hope you're doing well. Wagwan, let us know. Sounds good. Okay, let me see. Big ups, yes, people. Keep smashing the like button. Again, I hope you're all doing well. We're at 20 likes. Let's get it to 50 as soon as possible. We have 58 people watching. That's not too many, but with that, we can actually still go a long way with that. So, yeah, what else do we have? Just give me a second. I want to message somebody here. Let's see what else we have. Okay, from Bobby, yes, keep smashing the like button, people. Not even in 100, someone would be dumb even to pay for Caicedo. Then there's Chelsea. I don't think we'll pay that. Yeah, let's see what happens. Again, even if we end up getting him, I don't think we'll be paying that much money. But let's see what else we have here. Sounds good. Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Reba. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Sound is good. Thank you, Courtney, for saying that. He called the Porto deal too. The Pedro Porro deal, which is again, yeah, he's completed. Done. He's been joining Manchester, joining Tottenham. The sound is very good. Okay, thank you very much. Just 1 second. One sec. I'll be with you in a bit. All right. Well, let's go into the topics right away. But I want to say hello to you, Bobby. How are you doing, brother? Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show this evening, your area, because it's just 1 p.m. on my side.
Hi, Coach. Yeah, it's about 10 to 10 here. Porro to Spurs. That's not done at all.
It's
there's
done.
Some issues, is it?
Yeah, I think it's here we go. We'll look I think, yeah, there you go here. Tottenham reached full verbal agreement with Sporting to sign Pedro Porro. Here we go. It will be sealed in the next 24 hours if all goes to plan. Okay, there's still, yeah, but you can say it's done, really. Nobody's competing with them, and I don't think we want him. Pedro Porro will say goodbye tonight and then sign with Sports until 2028. Boarding completed London, Turkish Airlines. It just looked like, is he advertising for Turkish Airlines? Does he have to use that hash? Bobby, you were saying something.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't see that. Last I checked on that, there were some issues. Okay.
Yeah, it just that was just less than an hour ago, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, thank you for confirming that the sound. Go ahead.
Nothing notable about the Enzo and Caicedo deal, but I don't know. You know, I don't think either of them are over. I really don't. I think there's something going on. You know, I'm not. You know, I've got no evidence yet, but I don't think it's quiet yet. I can't see the transfer window closing without Chelsea meeting that midfield objective. It's it's so glaring that they will do something. I'll be surprised if they don't.
Let me ask you this quickly, Bobby. We've agreed in the morning. There's no that possibility that they sign the two of them this window. Maybe that's what we believe. If they have to prioritize, which of them do you think they will prioritize?
If they have to prioritize, depending on what they want to spend, that would be the indicator, isn't it? If you're saying that money is no object, then it will have to be Enzo. But you know, we're talking of 166 million. That's not a realistic figure, unless that figure changes. Like the guy that said, 70 million plus 30 million add-ons and players, okay. But 166 million, no, I would definitely prioritize Caicedo. But I just have this feeling they're trying to do both deals. They need both deals. You know, people are talking about, Arsenal's going for the Premier League. That's true. But there's a slight sort of survival aspect about what Chelsea's doing. They're going for the Champions League positions and for the Champions League, both of which will be extremely difficult. So they have to throw everything they can at it. So, you're going for the Premier League title, but you will, probably still have top four if you don't achieve that objective. But top four is important to Chelsea. You know, it's not the be-all and end-all, but I think it's extremely important to keep the project in the right direction. And they have to go for it. They have to go for it with everything they've got. And that's why I think both Caicedo and Enzo are still very much in discussion. They might make a move for Caicedo. I mean, people are saying that Potter is talking to Caicedo. It's hard to tell. We'll
Here's
find
why.
out
Here's why I think they may well prioritize Caicedo over Enzo over Caicedo, is because Jorginho says till the end of the season. That's clear now. There's no movement. I don't think he wants to leave because he wants that sign-on fee if he gets to leave on the free. Zakaria stays with us again until the end of the season. So I think they may well go for the more creative of the two, which is clearly Enzo Fernandez. He has more goals, creates more chances. I think the club may well say, okay, now since we'll have to get just one out of the two players, Enzo should be our priority. But maybe there's a chance that the price that's been quoted may well hinder that, may well change that. Again, what I think will happen, if that makes any sort of sense to you.
I think it does 100%. But from experience, Chelsea have never paid the price that the media quotes for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody. So, based on that, if they get um, Enzo, you can be sure it won't be for 166 million.
Oh no,
I
oh no,
think
they will
that
not.
price is very unrealistic, and I'm sure even Benfica do that. It's to try and put people off, but money talks.
Mm-hmm.
The next few days will be very revealing. I thought
Yeah,
by tonight we should have started hearing something, but it doesn't seem that way. But that doesn't mean anything where Chelsea's concerned. They can spring up anything at any time. So yeah, I
yeah. I
mean,
saw. Go ahead.
no, I say yeah. I mean, it looks like if it's achievable, they would prioritize Enzo for sure. Um, he's the more, so as you said, creative of the two.
Of the 2. Mm-hmm.
But I have a nagging feeling they're going for both of them.
It will be magical if that happens. I saw a certain report that talks about Chelsea sending representatives to Portugal to try to find a solution to that. The Ty
I
again.
saw that
Thank you
too.
for Ty. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate that. I want to ask you this right away, Ty. If need be, which of the 2 players, Enzo Fernandez or Moises Caicedo, do you think the club will again prioritize?
Oh, I was hoping you did not ask me this question because this
Mm,
is but ooh, I think they would probably prioritize just a tad bit more um Casado, because he's a player that adds more in terms of defensive um support to our defense. And I mean, I've said this before about Enzo. Enzo is a player that he's good at making those excellent over the top passes, but when it comes on to the defensive side, he isn't really strong in that area. And I think maybe Potter would probably prioritize having that defensive support. Yes, we need that creativity, especially with the new attack that we have. But I think it would just be for that one factor that we probably prioritize getting Casado in for that defensive support, because we don't really know what's going to happen with Kante when he comes back. We are hoping he will be back
mhm,
to quote unquote old Kante, or at least 50% of what he was before that injury, and even better. But there's no guarantee of that. And Zakaria Zakaria can step in as well, but you need somebody else that actually can help the defense in terms of protection. Jorginho isn't really the strongest in that area. He can do it sometimes, but there's not much consistency. So I think for that only own factor, I think probably Casado gets prioritized a bit more. And although it's still a large fee being quoted for him, he's the cheaper option. And if anything's going to happen in the final few days of the window, probably it would be Casado, because he's a bit cheaper.
mm, You're making me doubt what I think will happen, Ty. Because it's another great way to see
How?
that the defensive. Yeah, yeah.
How?
What did you say? Sorry.
No, I'm saying how.
Because you're making some great points in terms of the importance of the defensive aspect of the whole game. Plus, he's worked with Graham Potter. Maybe he'd see him as the
Yeah.
player that will help him implement his preferred approach to the game quicker, than getting a total stranger to him. If that makes any sort of sense. If you're in the chat again, first of all,
Whoa!
I'd like you to tell us. Sorry,
I just
what
saw
happened,
what
Ty? If
somebody
you're
said
in
in
the
the
chat,
chat.
yeah. If you're in the chat, listen again. If you're in the chat, I'd like to get your opinion. Again, if need be, which of the 2 players, Enzo Fernandez or Moises Caicedo, do you think the club will prioritize if it comes down to again, they'd be able to sign only one of the two. I want to get your thoughts, and it'd be interesting to see what you come up with. CFC Nathan says, bro, again, Brighton wants 90 million. That's a robbery. Scamming as the finest criminal activity. Oh my goodness. Richard Apia, again, please, I want to know more about Enzo deal. Nothing new here, except the report that, again, I don't trust the source that much. That's why I'm not, again, bringing the source up here, which says Chelsea will send representatives to Portugal to talk with Benfica in the next 24 hours. But let's see what happens. But Areba is telling us to trust the guy, that he's called a couple of stuff that has happened. So yeah, maybe it happens. Let's see. I'll wait for it. Top Skills Sports UK called that deal was done yesterday. So the guy works with them. Is that what you're saying? Courtney says, question, what do you guys think about the new wage structure Chelsea is doing, and how will it affect the players, the performance-based wage? I think it will again light fire in their behind. You have to work for it to earn it. Again, the risk with the previous structure is that, again, there's actually some element of this same new structure in the old one, but I think that one is more relaxed, but this one is probably more strict. In this case, again, in the previous structure, you can relax. For instance, drink water. He may well, again, if he wanted, he would change his name to drink wine, because he didn't care. He was just there earning the money week in, week out. Even when he was on loan, nothing happened to his side. When he went out on loan, nothing happened to his salary. But now you have to work for it to earn it. It's as simple as that. I think that's the most pronounced difference in the two structures. Okay, you guys having a conversation there. Orange, good time. Says again, McAllister plus Enzo duo again would be magnificent. I'm not sure about McAllister, but you never say never. We don't know what's going to happen until the transfer window shuts. Then we'll see what happens and say, okay, this is what happened. But right now, you can't predict what the new owners will do. But the most important thing is that they're capable. Yeah, they're capable of pulling the rabbit out of the hat and signing, again, the least expected player, pay the money if they're serious. If they really want to do it, if their numbers point them towards that particular player. Arsenal have reached an agreement with Brighton and Hove Albion to sign Moises Caicedo. Arsenal FC will be paying Brighton, understood to be around 80 million pounds, subject to normal process. 21-year-old Ecuadorian international. What's the source for that one? I want to see. Really, I sincerely do want to see that one. You let me know.
That is fake, man. He's trolling.
The
He's trolling. They've not said anything like that. The Athletic has not.
Did you check out the Athletic? Did you check the Athletic time? But
yep,
the other quote was very correct. Yeah, go ahead.
The Athletic hasn't said anything like that, unless I'm blind. The last thing they said was something about.
I'm checking too here.
Let's
see.
The FA Cup competition, so I think it's fake.
Oh, okay. Enzo again all the way. Let's see what else we have here. Just give me 1 second. Brighton want to use this opportunity to start money from Chelsea. Instead, we will add more money and get Enzo. At least Kante can still do the job of Caicedo before even that. Let me not go into who's better than the other. But here's the thing. It all comes down to who the clubs really want. The club really wants to sign. But let's see what happens. Hello, guys. Again, I am okay. AC Milan. Okay, an AC Milan supporter. Can you have more info in Ziyech's departure? I hope he will come to Milan. We haven't heard much about Ziyech going to Milan. If anything, I think Newcastle are more serious. I don't know. I don't have anything you can say tangible on that. Nothing serious is happening right now. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. And if you don't mind, if you check out Soccer Perspective, in that particular channel, we'll cover everything. We'll cover everything football. We'll cover AC Milan, Barcelona, and other clubs. In all football competitions. If that will mean anything to you, please go give it a shot. I think you will like it. I am still very confident about Enzo deal. Never say never. Dixon Donald, never say never. Anything can happen, bro. with the look of things, it seems like Mourinho will be coming back again at the Stamford Bridge for the third time. No, not anytime soon. If anything, he's not the man for a long-term project. Has he ever gone to a club and stayed more than 3 years? Correct me if I'm wrong. That hasn't happened. Most especially, he's a man. I don't think he's the man. The owners have spent the money. They hired Potter. They want a long-term project. They want to dominate in the near future. Lots of young players signed. They knew probably that Potter had 31% win percentage, which Ty was the one that dug out. And I like seeing that. They knew that, but I think they trust him. Given again, they probably is the same thing as signing a young player. You know their potential. They're not there yet, but you believe they can do it. So I don't think Mourinho comes back now. No, if anything, probably in the future. That maybe never. But I don't want him to come back really. My question is that again, why Chelsea is going too far and cause a problem with FFP once we gave Denis Zakaria already in our book. In our book for just 30 million. Why spend 120? Why spend 120 million euros and 75 million pounds for Enzo and Caicedo? Denis Zakaria, you could say, I don't know how to phrase it now. Should I say, we're not sure. We're not too sure about him. He's been with us for just how many months right now? There's fitness issues, and he's gotten injured twice or so. If you're paying attention, so I think the club would have to pay attention to his fitness and his again. If he stays fit till the end of the season, that's when again they will have enough sample size to make a decision as to whether to keep him or maybe just let him go back to Juventus. Enzo Fernandez, there are tons of typical defense-minded midfielders that we can get cheaper than Caicedo, and his price is a rip-off. Is a rip-off. But Enzo comes in a 100 in a 1,000. I'm not sure what you're saying. Is that an emoji? I'm not sure. Enzo is expensive actually. I'm hearing plus tax is going to go up to 160, and they're trying to push the tax to us. So that's why it's going to go up to 160. But I don't think we'll do that really. Nothing. We're not going to even dare that. I think it doesn't make any sort of sense. Big up, guys. Like your show. Thank you so much. Don't look back. 05. Thank you so much. Looking back isn't a good thing. Always move forward. Move beyond again whatever that is bugging you. Look forward to the future. Thank you so much. I like that name. Zakaria Enzo pivot will do again for the season. That is again if the club is if Benfica change their stance, if they listen to what we're willing to offer in life, no limits. As much as I like Caicedo, he isn't worth more than 60 million. I am sorry, there are many players in the mold of Caicedo than there are Enzo. Let Arsenal have him. Let's do what we can to get Enzo. In terms of the Caicedo role, I wouldn't mind us again if we're looking for more defensive minded. I don't think there's any player, DM that's as complete as Ismail Benessa of AC Milan, and I'm going to keep preaching that. And again, even though he's renewed his contract at Milan, his buyout clause is just 15 million euros, which is again it should be around 42 million pounds, and that's not bad really. Let's see what we have here again. Ty bro again, because that's a Fazzi again, and I mean El Fazzi, okay. Because here in Italy, okay, thank you, bro. He says not Ty. Because here in Italy, they say Chelsea doesn't want to give him a Premier League club. That's why. And I think if we have the possibility to sell Bakayoko, a loan slot will be available for Ziyech. Are you talking from the perspective of AC Milan? Of AC Milan? If that's the case, they don't have the right to sell Bakayoko. We do. But correct me again if I'm misquoting you there. Mason Mount on bench is enough to make Chelsea win games. I'm not going to go into that. Please don't start. Oh, again, Emmanuel stole my number. Really? I don't want Joseph back. I don't want either. Again, I don't think he's coming back, really. Yes, here's the link to TyTalk's YouTube channel. If you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel, subscribe, and make sure to let him know I sent you. he should have at least 1,000 subscribers right now. And I'm gonna pin it in case so that if you come, go check it out. Make sure to subscribe. Actually, you will not gonna regret it, and I promise you, you will come back and say thank you to me. If that makes any sort of sense to you, it will. If it doesn't right now, it will make sense to you later. Why I urged you to go do that. Zakaria is the best of a bad bunch at the moment. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he's good enough, but the question is he going to stay fit? Over 90 people in here. Let's run up the likes, guys, again. And if you are new, be sure to subscribe. We want to hit a thousand. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and we're not far away from that. Right now, we have 9,126 subscribers. Hopefully, we'll be able to achieve that by the time the transfer window shuts. But that's, by the way, we have a show here to run. If you haven't, keep liking the stream. 41 likes, that's not easy. Let's get it to 50, and then shoot for 100 as soon as possible. Baka who? Best signing ever. Yeah. And how much are you going to actually get for him if you want to sign him? I think what will happen will end up being what Bobby already talked about. We will just end up, again, terminating his contract. It's not worth the headache, really. That's, by the way, even to you too, Richard Evans. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. So this one, you could say, yeah, if you were thinking that there's a chance we'll pull off the signing of, what's his name, Pedro Pollo, it's never going to happen. So we move on from him. Next thing we have here, medical done. He's a Chelsea player. Unfortunately, he's not going to join us until the summer. He comes in at July, actually. Fabrizio Romano, who previously said he joins us in June, now says he will join us in July. Again, the same time, I think that's the same time Nkunku will join us too. The Nkunku deal, if you're concerned, don't worry about it. It is, it is sealed. It is done. You don't have to be concerned about that. But this guy, he's the closest thing to Reece James. When you talk about all the right back or right wing back options in the market, really, he's very technical, gifted, and he can play multiple positions just like James. He can play RCB, right center back, yep, right back, right wing back, and I heard he can play in the midfield area too. And plus, think again, from what I've seen, I'm going to say that, but not with certainty, though. I need to see more to see maybe that's the case. I think one thing he has over Reece James is his ability to put in good crosses into the box with intent. Reece does that, but I think he does more of that. That Reece, maybe if it comes Reece may well be deployed in the midfield area. You never know. But let's see what happens. Good evening again. Coyote, Joseph, my Niger brother. Good evening to you too. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Remember, drink water. Another great signing. Some monumental mistakes, but we've moved beyond that. I don't think we'll make such mistakes at the club again, if you get what I mean. And here we have, again, Chelsea should sign one midfielder in this window because the summer UEFA rules might affect us. That's why probably we'll most likely push to sign, again, as many players that we need in critical positions this particular window before the new rule takes effect. Well, again, a little too late. I think we'll make quite a lot of progress. Yeah, let's see what happens here again. Felix, Mudryk, Havertz, Nani, Reece, Chilwell, all available to play West Ham United away. It will be interesting to see. Very, very an interesting game. Ty, you have anything? Anybody on the panel if you have anything to say about Malo Gusto? Ty, you have anything to say?
Go?
No, I don't think if Bobby is interested, he'd come in. I don't even need to tell him. But anything you want to talk about him, the fact that he's saying, I know a lot of people don't like that, but I'd rather we secure him, let him join us in the summer than we miss out on him because he's such a talent.
Yeah, it's a very positive thing. I mean, yes, it really is unfortunate that he won't be joining Chelsea in January, but it's good that we're able to get him for the future, and in the summer we better we get rid of all the competition then. Obviously we could obviously just look at other options that we already have at the club. We still have a right back, a young right back. I don't remember his name. That we have from the
In the
youth team.
academy?
Yes, not Humphreys. That Humphreys is obviously gone on loan. There's
Mhm.
another right back. I don't remember his name, but still we have him. So if anything needs to be done in that case, that we can always promote him. But I don't really think that that's really something necessary at the moment. But yeah, he's a good player, quality player, and I mean, if you, I think you brought up the stats, or I don't remember, but or you mentioned the stats rather. He's just about nicked more in terms of positive stats than James. Obviously, he's played more games than James, but um, his stats look very promising. I mean, he's a player that can get the ball into the box and everything. So he's a positive player, and for his age, that only means positive things. And if he continues to develop in the right way, he can be an excellent player for us and a very good competitor for Reece James. We won't have to say backup. We can say a good competitor for James, and he'll be kept on his toes, and he'll have to be sure that he's very careful when he plays, and he's always impressing because he'll have great competition in the summer.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. This again. I think this is the guy to push Rich James really. He's really good. Chelsea all the way. Dixon Donut. Yeah, Chelsea all the way. That Chelsea is the entity we support. Players come and go, but whenever that we have the players available at the club or playing for the club, the manager coaching the club, we just have to support them all. But Chelsea all the way. Again, that's me interpreting. I know that's not really what you mean, but I'm just indirectly telling you what we should be doing. We should support our players, support the manager, as long as they are, we pay the check. We pay them to work for us. I am very happy for Gusto's deal. What a player he is. I'm happy too. Melo Gusto completed his medical test, a contract until 2029 for Fabrizio Romano. Yep, I think we've addressed that already. Chelsea won't win anything without two new world-class midfielders. Enzo with Mount and Gallagher won't win any. Okay, a CAA mafia. Some again statement right there, but let's see what happens. Enzo and Caicedo, do you really think we would be able to get them this window? I still doubt that. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, but I think a lot of stuff would have to be considered. Yes, they found a way. Again, the lengthy contract helps them avoid again the possibility of infringing FFP rules. But again, they pile up, they add up. One player, two player, three players, 4, 5. The whole thing adds up again to how much you'll be spending every year, and that becomes a problem. It becomes worse also if we miss out on Champions League. Again, if we don't participate in the next edition of the Champions League, if that makes a sense to you. Richard advances, I think we will play Augusto right back and James right centre back. Okay, then you mean Augusto. You mean in the back three, in the back four, in the back three? Then if you're saying James right centre back, then Gusto should be right wing back. If that makes any sort of sense to you, guys. We have people. We have 136 people watching, and we have just again 50 likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. We can do that. I know some of us are watching, but don't get to participate in the chat for personal reasons. Yes, thank you. You're still providing value to the channel, but please, if you can, take a second to drop a like again on the stream. It does go a long way for the channel. Thank you so much, and I hope you take time to do that for us. Just one second. Some updates here from AD Love for Blue. I will share the updates in a bit. Just give me 1 second, Ty. I'll be with you guys in a bit. Quickly here, I want to share the update immediately. I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah. And Eddie, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Please do let us know you're okay. That means a lot to us. 1 second here. Okay, let me get what we have here first again. Yep, this Mafia says again, Lamp. I needed Lamp. I needed ACN again. The Hazard needed Kante. Enzo needs Caicedo, like Caicedo needs Enzo. What a way to put it, and it makes perfect sense. But let's see what the club does. AB, big up Kuchila, big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. So let's look at the next update the update that AD Love for Blue sent to us. I really want us to look at that. It is this one here. Just 1 second. I think I'm missing the one in question. I think it's this one. Chelsea are speaking to many clubs and agents regarding midfield options. Chelsea could attack their favorite options in the next few days. So let's see what happens. Again, the transfer window is still open. Ty, I want to ask you this: if they said Chelsea are speaking to many clubs and agents, do you have any? Does any player come to mind?
Well, I think obviously the main one, the obvious one, is obviously going to be Enzo. Obviously, I think Caicedo is probably still going to be one of those options.
Mhm.
Matheus Nunes is still
Any other
one
option,
that I
right?
think could be here. And Lavia is another one that I think could be considered because Lavia is a player that we know that we had made a bid. Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, we made a bid for him in the summer, but he was rejected by Southampton. So I mean, I think an interest will still be there. So I think there could be four options: Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, and perhaps Matheus Nunes. And you never know. Maybe we look at the player that partners Matheus Nunes and probably Neves.
Yeah, I'm just shocked. The club, they're not serious. They're not looking at Ismail Benessa. Even Amrabat is a good option. I just don't know. But again, their
No,
numbers is leading them
that's
towards certain
weird though.
players.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Isn't there a release clause in this contract? Because he extended, but there's a
but it's
release
still
clause.
cheap, 50 million euros.
Exactly. I don't know, man. Well, you never know.
Maybe they don't
Maybe
maybe
he'll
they
be
don't value
considered as
him that
well.
much.
Well, Mel, you never know. Maybe they are considering him, and considering the fact that there's been a lot of linkages between AC Milan and Chelsea, you never know.
Yeah. It may well end up being again something that will involve giving them a player that they want because they really, AC Milan, they really want Hakim Ziyech, but his salary is a big problem for them. Let's see what happens. Big up to you too, AB. Chelsea are speaking to many clubs. Yes, that's exactly the same thing we read that, and that's you're quoting Fabrizio Romano. Okay, that's some AD shared that with us. Big up, boss. Big up to you too, the Prince. I hope you're doing well. Rafael Butko, how are you doing, bro? Good evening, everyone. Though, again, maybe thoughts on maybe signing a Brozovic. His transfer listed by Inter. I think he will most likely go to Barcelona, if anything, because Barcelona, again, used intermediaries to negotiate with them on the possibility of them getting Frank Kessié and they getting Brozovic. Yeah, I don't know if the Kessié would want to do that because he's played for AC Milan. Now he's going to go to Inter Milan, but that has happened before, really. So let's see what happens. That's not the first time. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure he comes to us, but Brozovic is he's a fine midfielder, but it doesn't look like we're interested in him. Caicedo now and Enzo in the summer. Don't let Arsenal win the league. That's your biggest concern. That's his biggest concern, really. Eddie, I'm going to change your power to manager level. I'm going to remove you as a standard moderator and add you back as a manager again, a moderator. Just 1 second. Then I'm going to add him back as a manager moderator. You're a manager moderator right now, so thank you so much, AD. I appreciate that. Yeah, again, that's a serious one. This one says again, Coach, when does the window shut? 31st. Am I correct?
Yes, 11
On the
p.m. to be
31st, yeah.
exact.
Yeah. So let's see. A lot will still happen. Caicedo, no. Why do you say no? Lamek Zulu, you know how we operate here. You can't just come and say something. You have to elaborate so we understand what you mean, because that's why we take our time to read it. And if there's anything to discuss that, we do. Yes, Coachella, I am good. Thank you. Just being busy again. I hope to join again next week. Keep up the great work. Greetings to all the panelists and those watching. Thank you so much, Eddie. Good to hear that you're doing well. Summer must signing is Rice and McAllister or Caicedo. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you. Those are your choices. Do I want Rice? I'd say no. Do I think he's a good player? Yes. But he's not going to be, again, he's not that player. Again, that's how I see it. He's not that player that will make us. And let me not just go into it anyway. Like I say, that doesn't move me, again, not even a bit. If we don't get Enzo, then let's take our chances until the summer. Wow, that's some statement right there. Again, I'm seeing about Chelsea signing Enzo. Is it true? Where did you see that? Adedeji or Motayo, my Niger brother, but where your source? I want to see your source. Again, Caicedo was the heart and soul of Potter's system in Brighton. Maybe that's the reason why we're really going for him. Maybe, again, they feel like if they get him for Potter, he will help him to again quickly and easily implement his preferred approach to football because he understands how the man likes to play football. And again, I'd like to approach football, if that makes sense to you. Midfield needs a good refresh in the summer. I don't think we should wait to the summer if we can get in players. Again, our priority players right now, not just panic buy players for the sake of it, but players who fit the project. Maybe from our financial perspective, yeah, we'll most likely be paying premium. And again, in that sense, we will be again, you could say panic buying. And I want to take my time to check on Baba Rahman is trending. I know he's still on that. He's still in our books. I'm not sure. Enzo is also trending. So let me go with Baba Rahman first. Maybe I'll see something that will interest us there. And we're going to it. So let's go into the next topic up there. Let me see anything else new. Again, Simon Azameti, any news on Enzo? Nothing yet. We'll follow. Everybody wants Enzo. We'll follow with the story. Let's see if anything. Come back to this right now. Let's see what we have here. We've discussed this. Welcome to Chelsea. Malo Ghost. Again, a player I like so much. This is still him. And this is, again, João Felix on Instagram. It is not about how it starts. It's about how it ends. Back soon, Blues. Again, thank you for the support. I think he's raring to go. What happened to me, I don't want to start blaming Porto or anybody, but I didn't think he should have started that game. I think, if anything, he should have come. Again, he should have been, again, Potter should have brought him in as a substitute, and he would have done better. But again, he started, which means he made it seem as if we're desperate, and there will be added pressure on him, feeling like he has to perform. He has to do all those things that he, again, overreaching with his foot and all that. Just try, because he feels like maybe there's a chance subconsciously felt like he's the man. We need him. He has to lead. I think he shouldn't have started that game, but we move on. The good thing that he's still with us. Even there's still quite a few games to play. Champions League also before the season ends. So it's not a lost cause yet, and I do believe in him. I know what he's capable of doing. I cannot wait for February 3rd. Again, game versus Fulham. Gonna be lit. Yep, come on, you Blues. I want to see that one too. We have a lot of players back. Let me see. I think that would tell us a lot about Graham Potter. If for any reason he starts Raheem Sterling over Mudryk, I don't know. People are going to ask for his head. But I think he'd be smart enough. Even him right now, probably tired of Raheem Sterling. And you could argue he was just trying to play him into form before the World Cup, if that makes any sort of sense. Yeah, guys, again, keep liking the stream. We're 60 likes right now. And if you look at this pinned message, click through it. Please go and subscribe to TyTalks YouTube channel. Let's let him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Again, believe me, you will thank me later. Felix and Mudryk will be useless if you don't get midfielders that can recover the ball and link up. I watched Felix make runs against Fulham and Mount or Kai couldn't get him.
This is not possible, sadly.
Sorry?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, let's see again. Hey, Lee, it's been it's been a minute. Have I even said Happy New Year to you? Happy New Year to you. If I haven't, I hope you're enjoying the new year, and I hope you had a good Christmas, brother. Nice to see you. I hope you're well. Hey, all again. I hope we are all good. I am good. I hope you're good. Please do let us know. Valley, is it? Yeah, I'm gonna say Valley or Valley. Let me know if the first pronunciation, which is Valley, is the correct one. Type 1. If it is Valley, type 2. I want to know. Chelsea only want young players for the future. That's for sure. But for us to do well, there has to be a mix of young players and again experienced players. Coach, do you think we could rely on Santos now if necessary? And by doing this, we could look further outfield for alternative to the current list of possible DMs. I'm not sure we're looking for traditional DMs. Even Caicedo isn't your typical DM. He's more of a box to box than he is a traditional DM. But in the case of Santos, again, that was the name you mentioned. I wouldn't play him again deploy him as a traditional DM. You will be wasting his talent. He reads the game so well, and he exploits spaces whenever he sees them. And your typical DM wouldn't make such move. Your typical DM is usually disciplined and focused on making sure the opponents don't get us if they hit us on the break, or making sure that the back four, back three, they are well protected. Reading just like you see what Mikel, what he did when he's taking things he did when he's still playing for us. Whenever the right back moves forward, he drifts to the right to cover that space. Such thing. Caicedo isn't that. Caicedo, if you play him that deep and keep him stationary, he's not gonna contribute that much. You'll be wasting his talent. So Santos should play further forward, if anything. Or if he's gonna play that deep, then it should be that Kovacic role, hybrid of 8 and 6. If that makes any sort of sense to you. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Again, Santos doesn't even have a work visa yet. He's not ready. But I think he should count. If this, again, what I'm hearing, to my knowledge, the rule has an exception of the category called exceptional talent, and I think he should count as one. If anything, again, how well he's done on the 20 South American competition, he qualifies for one. I think the club could present that as a case. Look, this guy qualifies as an exceptional talent. And also look what former famous Brazilian players are saying about him and all that. I think he ends up getting the work permit. It just we have to appeal and all that. Rise up Pro Max of Mason Mount. I'm gonna say, Phil, I love you, but I want to go to heaven. Don't make me read such things again. Chelsea need Enzo to fix the midfield. Enzo will be a great addition to our midfield if all. Honestly, Caicedo is good, but too expensive. Okay, there you go. That's your point now. We can use that money in Enzo's deal. I believe Santos can do what Caicedo does. He can, actually. Yep, he can do that, but with more goals and probably with more assists. But the chances that he gets the chance is slim because Chelsea will always be Chelsea. Chelsea has changed, really. Chelsea has changed, but let's see what the club does. I think they would do. Should I use the term the needful, or maybe do what is right, if that's what you prefer to hear? But we know visa can be sorted, no problem. Yeah. But we're talking about work permit here. Enzo news, not done. Nothing new. Just keep it like that. If anything comes out, again, Officer Prince one, again, you'd hear it. But nothing new. If Modric, James, Nani, and Felix are on the pitch together, Aubameyang might start scoring. I think, Kim So has argued that because the issue with Aubameyang has always been the service. He always makes a good run, but the service hasn't been coming really. So he's the fact. Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, I was about to say, would you agree with somebody that I heard say that Chelsea could still win the league?
Mathematically, yes, but you could just say it's a dream. I don't think we can.
I'm clipping that. I'm going to take on the mathematical point. I'm going to say yes, we can.
Mathematically, yes. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, because mathematics says it's possible, yes. But do I think it will happen? No. I don't think it happened. Do you think Todd Boehly will spend like this every year? Again, he's signing players that are young to keep them and not have to keep spending? Yeah, you just answered your own question.
Exactly. I was about to say that. He does answer
Yeah,
his own question.
you just answered your question. And what signing the young players were signing are all top talent, all top talent. They're not the basic again. Chelsea should remain clear of again. I'm not gonna read that. If we get Caicedo and Enzo, what else do we need? Again, Caicedo, Enzo, what else do we need really? Caicedo would be good for a
Striker.
while. Then it take time to figure out what else we need.
After that, it will be a
Kovacic,
striker.
yeah, go ahead. You explain that, Bobby.
Once we get the two midfielders, then we will need to get a striker.
Mm-hmm. No, but not your stereotypical striker, not traditional striker, number 9.
Well, somebody that can play number 9, but has some mobility about them. The likes of Lajovic. Having a striker will be important. At the moment, we only really have one. That's David Fofana, and he's 18 years old. We complain about Havertz.
He's 20, I think.
Oh, he's 20. Okay,
But you mean he's still very young overall.
And he's just come from Norway, the Norwegian league. So we will need, even if he wasn't, we'll still need 2 strikers. So definitely a striker as well as 2 midfielders. Then we're done. We're set.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ty, would you consider Ruben Neves?
I would have taken the Ruben Neves that I saw back in August to October. Neves has been very shaky recently. He's been giving away a lot of rash. What am I talking about? He's been giving away a lot of free kicks in rash ways, and I don't know. He's not really in the best of form right now. I know his ability to score goals. I know his ability to win the ball and make great passes, but he hasn't really been in great form right now, and I'm not really sure if we should make a decision like that. No, I've liked him at Wolves for the seasons he's been there, and I think he's 24, 25, 26. So he's kind of well, I don't want to say the wrong age for him, but I mean I think at the last time I remember he was 25. So that's a good age to sign somebody, but I just think he's been shaky recently, and I'm not sure if a decision like that should be
Wouldn't
made.
you say the poor performances are down to because the Wolves have been awful of late, the whole team? Because when that happens, it's usually hard to, no matter how it's usually difficult to stand out. When you say that, Ty?
Yeah, but it's the way his performances have looked. I mean, it was a case with the whole team. Well, then again, you make a good point. When everything's going wrong, everybody's gonna look bad. So even I remember games when we were losing, and even Silva looked bad, even though he wasn't the focal part of why we looked so bad. He wasn't the reason that we were entirely bad, but everybody looks bad, so he's gonna look bad as well. But it's the fact that in those performances he's been making a lot of mistakes. So that's the thing that kind of indicates to me that he's really not in good form. Yes, the team is doing very poorly, but he himself is making a lot of mistakes, and that is something that you can't really tear your eyes off, because it's not something where it happens one game and then the next game is doing good. It's something that consistently happens. So I'm not sure, but he's a good player. But I just don't think it would be the best thing to sign him now while he's in bad form.
Yeah, if my memory serves me right, I heard somebody say they're quoting 80 million for him, 70 to 80. I'm not sure. So Susan, there you have your answer. I'm not too sure about him right now, especially the price that somebody quoted yesterday. But more importantly, I hope you're doing well, Susan. Potter will start with Mount and Havertz again next game. Again, marry my words. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see if that happens again. Mark my words. No, I remember. I know. Again, your smartphone is trying to help you predict what you want to write. Yeah, smartphones are not smart after all. It happens to me all the time, so don't worry. Yeah, again, I know again people hate Jorginho, but the guy in Pep's team will be immense. Yeah, Zakaria, good. Kovacic, excellent. But people will say Caicedo can do better. I'm not buying that. No, Caicedo cannot do better in terms of doing what Kovacic can do. What he can do better is protect the defense better than Kovacic can, and that Kovacic never actually does that. What he does is progress the ball no matter how deep oppositions play or no matter how aggressively they press us and all that. Caicedo will protect the defense better than Kovacic will. They're all, again, two different profile of players. English press, why English press keep pushing Chelsea to sign bomber players? Does it work? It doesn't work. The club this time, especially under the current owners, will always, again, go for players that their numbers staff direct them to. I don't know what to call their numbers thing. Please, again, any news on Caicedo? Nothing new. Again, we'll just hold on. I think the next topic lined up will be about Caicedo. Santos still don't have the work permit yet. Yeah, I think that's the case. Mason Mount will become a super player on FIFA PlayStation only. Valley, I love you, but I really don't want to talk about Mount right now. I don't want to start such argument in the chat that I don't want to talk about. Ghana Charleston, upon all these money spendings in this January, if Porter fails to achieve our goal and dreams, he has to be sacked. No, the board goes. Yeah, not what we think doesn't really matter. They may listen, and I don't think it will influence their decision that much. But that's, by the way. Again, so coach again. I see it on Twitter. Expect madness soon with CFC. We might shake up the internet. I think that will still happen, but there's no clarity whether it be Enzo, Caicedo, or someone else that we didn't even expect the club to be looking at. Doesn't the new ownership have to spend 1.5 billion on players over the next 10 years? Hence, again, the long contracts. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure how to answer that one. Are we going to fully trust Kip?
That's very true.
Okay, is that true? Can you elaborate on that, Bobby?
It was part of the agreement that they made with Roman during the sale. That
not part of, again, not that aspect that counts as an investment.
No, I'm sure somebody's the same. I'd love to have IBZ here. He's a good researcher. Mm-hmm. But if I remember correctly, one of the conditions that Roman gave was that they would invest 1.5 billion into playing staff across all the teams. That includes the women's team, the academy, and they would do that in the 10-year period. That's why the 400 and something million spent it's nothing. That they're not putting the brakes on yet at all, because they can spend a lot more. Not that they will do it if they don't need to, but they certainly they certainly can if they want to. That's why I'm saying that we can't completely discount the Enzo situation. What I don't know, this morning somebody said something which I really reflected on as far as Enzo is concerned. Mm-hmm. And that was that they said, look, if Chelsea are forced by Benfica to pay the full whack for Enzo, they could just probably wait till deadline day, pay the release clause. Benfica will be able to do nothing and take him away. They'll get their money, but they won't be able to spend it till summer.
Yeah, I feel offended, Bobby.
Was that you? Was that you, Ty?
No, no. You made a mention of about some agreements with Roman and Todd Boehly when I made a video that got a lot of views, highlighting the whole situation, and he even said it word for word like how I said it.
Ty,
The anti-Glazers video.
Yeah, Ty, you make
Yeah, when I said that,
so many excellent videos.
Can you share the link to that one? Sorry, Bobby, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You make so many. It's hard to even sometimes. When somebody comes out with good stuff, and time passes, the stuff is so ingrained in your mind that you even forget where your reference is coming from. So I might have even got that information from you, or from anywhere. I can't remember now, but absolutely. I mean, I'll let you carry it away because that was my vague memory. But if you made a video, then you should be answering this question, not me. So I'll just shut up.
Ty, I think you should share the link to that video so that people can go watch it. It's an excellent video. It explains why we will never suffer again what Manchester United suffered in the hands of the Glazers. So you need to go see it. Ty, can you please share the link to that particular video so people can go check it out? Are we going to fully trust Kepa and Mendy? It's not up to us. I think as we're hearing, the club are planning to let one of the two go. And I'm not going to say, yes, the one I think will stay. I have one player in mind that I think will stay. But I think the whole thing comes down what happens until the end of the season. Then they will decide which of the two goalkeepers to let go. But you could just look at the situation, look at things, put two and two together and say, yeah, it's looking like it's Mendy. Not because he's a bad goalkeeper, because he's in a bad run of form. Again, but we haven't tried him since he came back from the World Cup. And plus again, he rejected the club's, again, a new contract offer and all that. Those factors may well cause someone to say, yeah, I think it's Mendy. But let's see what the club does by the time the transfer window shuts. Let me see how much I can get here. Would you keep Kepa? Potter likes keepers that are good on the ball. Again, you answered your question. Mafia, I love you so much. You're making it easy on me. But I will keep him. For that reason you just mentioned, I'll keep him, really. Again, a new Twitter, CFC Delhi. News? CFC Delhi, what are they saying? Ty, if you have time, can you check on that one? I'd get Harry Kane, put the cheeky beat in. He's definitely heading out of sports, but will never come to Chelsea. But again, I know the argument will come, if you don't buy tickets, you're never going to win a lottery. Maybe that's it. Just give it a shot. I don't think he comes to Chelsea. Again, it would be very, very difficult for that to happen. So I'm going to replace the pinned message with the video in question there. Go watch the video. That will get you to subscribe to TyTalks YouTube channel. Again, excellent video, really. Let me see. Potter will force Todd Boehly to pay for Caicedo to save his job. He needs to start showing results if he wants to stay. Yep, as much as I think he'd stay till the end of the season, but that is if we try. But if we're not trying enough, if results, again, stretch of, again, poor results can be problematic for him. I feel we should refrain from buying big money strikers. It just doesn't go well. We should be scouting players like Alvarez. Lukaku won't go away anytime soon because of the money we paid. So we use them.
No,
what happens
we can't accept that, coach. We've been scouting players. Where do you think Andre Santos came from? Where do you think Detro Fofana came from? We need to, when the fan base come out with stuff like that, we need to put them right. These guys are not in a few weeks. Look at what they've scouted and brought in. Vival and Winstanley and Lawrence and Lawrence Stewart. They've been in post less than a month, and look what they've done already. So no, I can't accept that one.
Yeah, so you're very correct. Again, the scouting department, they're doing an excellent job right now, for being honest. Do you think that the drop in form of some players has anything to do with the project at all? No, I don't. Signing young players to replace them? No, I don't think so. If anything, signing new players has actually lighter gas again on their behind, and they're all playing like playing well will save their life. Please, how is Enzo's situation? Nothing new. I think the only thing again to complete for and for future is Enzo. How can we support Chelsea family in order to sign him. We need him so bad. There's no GoFundMe for Enzo. The club can afford him, but first of all, Benfica has to be willing to sell, or if we trigger the buyout clause. But let's see what happens. I think Chelsea should sign Enzo instead of Caicedo, since Caicedo's price tag is closer to Enzo's price tag. Mark Allen, let's see what the club does. Having a conversation with somebody. Explanation of the anti-Glazers clause, something regarding how much the new owners are again required to spend within a span of 10 years, required by Roman Abramovich, which ensures that we don't suffer what Man United suffers in the hands of the Glazers brothers. So please go watch it, and the link is pinned, so you go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. Again, you will like it. Here's the truth. Again, we want to get Enzo this window, not next, because it's the Modric to Arsenal type in as much as I would love to for him, we won't. Whether you like this point or not is the truth. Yeah, your point is your point. Whether somebody likes it or not, it doesn't matter. But that doesn't really make your point correct. Zulu, I hope you get my point. But let's see what happens. You will still be here one day. If we sign him, then I'll tell you think we're never going to get him. But if we don't get him this window, what I know is that it becomes even more difficult in the summer. But never say never. But I get your point quite clearly, brother. Thomas Bays says again, should Reece James to start next game or come off the bench? Actually, I think he should come off the bench. We should never be in a hurry to bring him back in. I don't want him again to suffer a setback again. But it's up to the medical team. If they assess him and say he's ready to go, then I cannot stop that. Yes, people, keep liking the video. We have 129 people watching and we have just 74 likes. That doesn't tally at all. If you're watching, even if you're not participating in the chat, please take a second to drop a like on the stream to help us reach 100 likes as soon as possible. The likes do go a long way. With the goalkeeper side, I think it might be kept going again as his contract. Pays him much more per week, and the club are trying to reduce wages. Sell Ziyech and Jorginho and add money to sign Enzo. Selling them isn't easy. Jorginho doesn't look like he wants to leave now. He wants to leave on a free, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Man City, Manchester United, Liverpool will all be in for Enzo in the summer, but that's no guarantee they end up being the ones to get him.
They've not listened to a single word we've said about the 1.5 billion.
Yeah,
even with Ty right here. They haven't heard a word.
So the thing is that we have more money to spend than them. We have a leeway what the owners spend. I think again, a majority of it counts as an investment as new owners. But Bobby,
there's still 2 billion frozen, which I think will soon be unfrozen.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right, Ty? There's still 2 billion. This is outside of the 1.5 billion expense that I think has to come from their own pocket, doesn't it, Ty? Please, over to you, because
Ty is on mute. I don't think he's there.
Oh, okay. So all this you have to sell.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
They don't have to sell anybody. The reason they will sell is 1 for squad size, 2 for FFP. They don't need to sell anybody. You see what I'm saying? Apart from to keep the size, squad size, legitimate within the rules, and to keep compliant with FFP. That's why they will sell. And of course, if players want to leave, then they'll leave. They'll be put on the market, and also to keep control of player power.
Yeah, that's very important. Let's see,
coach.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong position.
No, I believe you. We are really. Again, I'll find a way to spend so that we don't infringe any rules at this point. But I think we're doing a good job with that. If that makes sense to those that are in the chat. Let's see what we have here again. Chelsea Blue coach again with all these signings. I really hope Potter knows it's more pressure on him. I think he should know that. Yeah, because no matter, even if it's on a 200-year contract, after all this signing, he's expected to deliver. And when he doesn't do that, it's a huge problem, really. I'm not going to be the one to remind him. How do we know we have money? But we just explained. Again, but I wouldn't rely so much on the one that Roman, again, Abramovich, again, but it still counts. I think, how much is it again, Bobby, that they have to spend 10 years? I think 1 point something billion. I forgot the numbers you guys mentioned, but it's a
1.5.
billion.
1.5
1.5 billion that they will spend that much money for 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's
How long?
they will invest 1.5 billion into playing staff in 10 years.
Exactly.
That's
So which
serious
means
money.
we have money to spend. We just have to find a way to spend it so we don't
Well,
overspend and get into
we
trouble.
don't have to
Plus,
spend it, but we have the
mhm.
capacity to spend it should we wish to. If
And if
the
we can
playing
find a way to
staff,
do that and not get into trouble.
yeah, if the playing staff, it's just to cover the investment into playing staff.
Mhm.
Now, this is why they're revamping the entire squad. And this is where we talk about player sales. We're not talking about player sales in order to buy players. We're
Mhm.
talking about player sales to keep in line with FFP and to reduce the size of the squad. That's what it is. We're
Mhm.
in a very strong position. That's why I keep saying we can compete. We can compete. It's with anybody. It's just that um, when it comes to competing with the other big boys, uh, especially for players that you really, really want, top class players, being in Champions League is collateral. It's um, it's equity. It, it's part of your bargaining tool. And without it,
Mhm.
for example, if you're going for a player in the summer, say we want a striker in the summer,
Mhm.
we've got a good strong project which will attract players. We're Chelsea, that always attracts players, and we're going for someone that maybe, for example, Arsenal's going for. They have a good project. They're in Champions League, as I really believe they'll qualify for. They have that advantage because most of these players want to hit the ground running straight into the Champions League. So it becomes a
Mhm.
problem. We can attract the player, of course, but it becomes a problem. And even worse, okay, let's say we want to go for Jude Bellingham. Let's put it that way. You've got Man City, you've got Real Madrid, you've got Liverpool. I believe if we really, really want to go for Jude Bellingham, we really have something to offer. Our project is wonderful. He walks straight in. You know what I mean? He walks straight in and fits into a group of young players in a project. But the thing is, it's beyond just money because Real Madrid, maybe not Liverpool, but certainly Real Madrid and Man City will have the additional attraction of instant um, Champions League and probably
Mhm.
extremely high wages. So it becomes a challenge to us, even if I don't think we would like to give any young player high wages anymore. I think we're trying to cut that down. So all I'm just saying is that we can compete, but it will help us if we're in the Champions League, both financially in terms of FFP and in order to attract whatever we want.
Yeah, again, thank you for that, Bobby. Again, if we can get Bellingham, who would you prefer? Again, coach, again, Enzo or Bellingham? I'd take Enzo.
I'll take
Eh,
Enzo as well.
yeah, I'll take Enzo. He's more the creative of the two. Yeah, before looking for again a player that would do us again, I hope do well for us again, closer to the final thought. He'd do better than the two, but Bellingham is still a fine player. Yeah, let's see again. I heard about Kai wanted, but no, I think that's absolutely that news. We've talked about that. I think it's just rumors. The 1.5 billion isn't an assurance that we will get the players. Some players will go to teams like Madrid. Reports say we offered more money for Hendrick, but he's not coming. I hope you get. Yeah. I understood your point from the time you made it. Yeah, again, the money isn't everything. That's why you've heard Bobby say something like the Champions League. I think imperative. I forgot the word he used. If that makes sense. It's assurance. Also, again, it's your bargaining tool. Also, it's everything.
It was just a condition
Mm-hmm.
that Roman Abramovich made sure for the club he loves that whoever was taking it over would be committed to spending on playing staff. And he knows it's an expensive business. So he set a high ceiling. That's all. It's an agreement. Of course, we know there'll be some people, it doesn't mean you'll get every player you want. Sometimes you could have billions and still not get a player because the player is hell-bent on going elsewhere. But it just gives us the ability to get these players, which we're really blessed with. Honestly, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, and we've been able to attract some names, even though we're struggling in the league. But that's fine. Well, thank you so much, Zulu. I appreciate that delicious contribution that right there. I can see PSG getting involved for Enzo as Messi replacement. No. I don't see
As
that
Messi
happening.
replacement?
Yeah,
What?
That's again, it's not even close. Let's see what happens, really. But they may get involved, but not as Messi replacement. Maybe to play
Thank you
alongside
very
Messi
much.
before he leaves.
I would
Because
like to say
he's
thank you
still.
when you're done.
Sorry, Ty?
I would like to say thank you when you're done with me.
Oh, okay. Again, any player as ourselves, we do go. We do again goes as profit on the books for Bali. So if we sell players cheap, the fans should relax. Really? Okay. Richard Evans says again, yes, don't forget that. Thank you, Roman, for being a responsible steward of our club. It's a pity other owners don't do the same. Would you? He didn't handle it as a business. He handled it as something that he enjoys, something that makes him happy when we win. He bred and he lived Chelsea, and I think probably he still does. I don't know how else to put it so you understand what I mean. To him, it wasn't about making any sort of profit from it. If we cannot get Enzo, I think we should go for Nunes from Wolves. Yeah, we've talked about that. We need a creative midfielder that can give that passes to our striker. Nunes isn't the man. As much as I think he's good, he isn't that man to get you that numbers you want in terms of chance creation from the central area, if that makes any sort of sense to you. If Enzo is 120, how much is Musiala? I don't know. You're not going to push me into trying to get that mathematics done. I'm sorry. Todd Boehly hasn't spent any money on his baseball team this year. He has, again, to be saving it for. I like that one. I like that one. He has to be saving it for Enzo. That's hilarious, really. Again, I love you, CAA Mafia. I honestly, I love that. Again, Coach, remember Roman removed the debt. Yeah, that's one thing I will never forget. Clubs are complaining about Boehly again now because he can spend. Chelsea is debt free. Plus, again, let's be honest here. I think the new owners, even though again they're profit focused, it's a consortium. They will always want profit, but they're structuring things in a way the footballing aspect of the whole thing will not suffer because they know it takes winning to attract big name sponsors. So that's why they're doing whatever they can for the club to remain competitive and keep winning. Lucilla, I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you had a very good Christmas, and I hope you're enjoying your New Year. Please do let us know you're okay. The timer for Fanny Buy is here. From a financial perspective, not really. Again, we're not going to be buying the players that will not fit into our project. Yes, people, we're at 90 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Ty, you wanted to say something?
I want to say thank you to the 6 people that subscribed after watching the anti-Glazers video.
Wow, 6 more people. Yeah, that's good. Again, if you haven't, please go check out that video. Bookmark it. If you don't have time to watch it now, you have to watch it. It will teach you a lot as to why we have a lot of money to spend. If that makes any sort of sense to you, please go check it out. I think you will like it. Thank you to Ty again. You're my brother, and thank you for always finding time to join on the panel whenever you can. Let me see again. Ibrahim says again, what is our chance of getting Enzo deal done? It's still there. The transfer window is open. I've seen a situation where just a few hours left, a club decides, okay, we want this player, trigger the buyout clause, boom. Before you know, facts, because clubs still, they use facts still. They look like you and I that thinks facts is done. They do use facts document, and boom, before you know, they're done. But let's see what happens. Let's look at the last stuff we have on the screen there. So if you have any questions, shoot them. We will try to answer your questions because we'll be rounding up soon. I still gotta go get some sleep because of the Blue Morning Show. Will still hold tomorrow. It's gonna be 2 shows per day, and sometimes it may be 3 if we see anything emergency to talk about, because a lot will be happening, and I know you know that quite well. Let's see what else we have. Right, for this one here. It's called, that's AD shared this one with me. He says Crystal Palace will wait for targets Conor Gallagher and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, even if it means being patient until the summer. Okay. The Eagles have been quiet in this window with limited funds. Probably in the summer, Conor may well get the opportunity to play himself into the team permanently. We're not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure, Ty, you have anything to say about this one?
I've said it. I said it after the Liverpool game, and I'll say it again. Conor Gallagher is not Chelsea level, in my opinion. For the position that we're playing him in, he's not Chelsea level. If what Tuchel is trying to do is the only way Gallagher can have a future at the club, which is playing as a deeper player, trying to win back the ball and being a ball with the midfielder, then perhaps he could be the Chelsea level to help accommodate our weaknesses in the midfield. But for the creative side of that midfield, he's not that guy. Obviously, I know he's still young, so it'd be unfair to put that big pressure on him. But right now, and based on the ability that I see him show, he does not look like Chelsea level. He looks like a road runner. He makes a lot of decisions that are very rash, and it does not look like he's a player that is really being coached in the right way. He's being allowed to do a lot of things that are very foolish, if I can say that. And when a player is doing foolishness like that, you have to correct them. You have to help them develop because it does look good for him. He's a player that aspires to make it at Chelsea, and if he performs the way he's performing still, he won't get to live out with that dream. So I think it's very important that he's corrected and he's able to be molded into a better player because he's very shaky, he's very incompetent, and we need each player that we have right now in that squad depth to be competent and be quality.
Yeah. Again, let's see. Let's see again. I'm just concerned that he's headed towards the same. Let me say corner that Messi Mount has found himself. He needs a lot of coaching, and I don't think that's happening right now. If anything, Graham Potter is paying more attention. His values his energy and the amount of running he does on the pitch than he values again what he can become and his potential. But that's by the way, what is the chances of getting Enzo deal? Again, like I said, anything can happen. The hype that we have for Enzo makes it hard to believe that we will get him. I hope I'm wrong. Otherwise, again, I'm very in love with Enzo. But the hype, yeah, World Cup hype. We're still under the influence of it. Again, but the overall for Benfica, he's been again performing. But even before World Cup, but World Cup again, that accelerated that to a higher level. That is hard to not to hype. It's hard not to hype him really. Also, again, a Dodgers fan was on a space speaking to sum it up. He said again for Boehly, spending this kind of money in football is baby food compared to the money he spends on his baseball team. I think they pay some crazy salaries there, and they pay in bulk. I don't know the structure, but I know they pay a lot. Makanju Adebayo, Makanju, is that abbreviation for Makanjuola? Welcome to the show, brother. I hope you're doing well. Is Graham Potter the right man? I am interested in using the type of data that informed his signing. Besides, was he signed to improve players or win trophies? I'm in trouble, Ty. Can you start with this one?
Oh, if you're very smart, I'm interested in using time. So besides, was he signed to improve players or win trophies? Ooh, I mean, uh, the wording of this is hilarious. I have to say that. Um, I think Todd Boehly was informed. He asked, and I think that's one of the reasons why he had that big dinner in the summer. To have
Mm,
discussions, just to find a competent coach that he believed would be able to bring the new investment that he was planning to make
mhm,
um be worth it. And I think Potters as a manager to say yes, he looks like an upcoming manager based on what people are saying. And if I give him time, if I give him the players that he wants or players that can help to make his time at the club very comfortable and accommodating, maybe he could improve players further because he's known for giving out young players chances and helping them to get to higher potentials. And perhaps he hasn't won trophies with Brighton. He's done a lot of good things at Brighton. He did a lot of good things at Swansea as well. And I will always remember that game against Man City where he took the lead with Swansea, and then I think it was Morris and another player, Aguero actually made it 2-1, and he wasn't able to do it. But I think it's a
mhm.
case where Bowley puts his trust in him. He believes in him, and believes that if he gives him time, he can build something and improve players and also win trophies. I think it's both rather than one or the other. I think it's both, and I mean it's just more patience. And if you get these players, if you're getting these players, you're going to have to deliver, and you can't have much excuses for not at least having a charge. If it's a case where when we've done well, but it isn't enough, then I can understand that. But he's gonna be questioned if he's gotten these players and if they're performing at a level where you should be getting more from them. Then questions will be asked. But I think these players will help him, and maybe it's a case where he will be able to improve some players, and he won't be disregarding the young players that we signed in the summer as well. He will be integrating them slowly, and some have gone on loan, some are close to loan. So I think it's a case where he's looking for longevity rather than having short-term success, which is why he didn't push for a flashy name and chose to believe in a man that is upcoming and improving as a manager.
Yeah, that will be patient enough to work with them to achieve their overall goal for the club. For me, I would say it's too early to say whether Graham Potter is or is not the man. I'll give him to the end of the season, then you have enough sample to judge. Now he's just played a few games. Some people actually argue that he's actually done quite well. He started well, how many games unbeaten run before things started going down south and all that. And some would tell you it's not his fault. It's the bad players. Thomas Tuchel said some players, some issues last season. Remember, so lots of arguments on his side. But at the end of the season, we'll have enough sample to judge. I hope that answers your question. Adebayo, again, Murtala Ibrahim, when N'Golo Kante coming back fully he's on the grass right now, but when he's going to be fully fit to participate, to play in a match, I don't know. We'll see. With the usual, again, we were told when that, again, after that, again, diagnosis, after assessment, that he was going to come back February. We're in January, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it's just conversation between people there. Chelsea should go and sign Victor Osimhen now before other clubs will come for him. probably too expensive and probably wouldn't work well under Graham Potter. As much as I like to see him, again, yeah, I was born and I grew up in Nigeria, so I followed the Super Eagles very well, and I love seeing him as a striker. But I don't think he's Graham Potter's type of striker. I'd rather him go to Mourinho, who would cherish his power, his aerial ability, his aggressive style of play, his ability to actually can deal with defenders. I think he'll do well under Mourinho than he will under Graham Potter. Graham Potter is no different from not that much, doesn't differ that much from Thomas Tuchel in terms of not playing with any stereotypical type of striker. He prefers a hybrid striker, and Osimhen isn't that man. Osimhen is more like, again, in terms of Haaland type of striker, not a hybrid striker for you, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Anything here? They're just having people having conversation. Okay, enjoy yourselves. Todd Boehly is okay. He's a madman. Chelsea is in good hands. I know you mean madman in a good way. That's fine. Okay, people, yes, we need just 6 more likes to get it to 100. If we can go 100 and cushion, let's say 120 before the show ends, that'll be fine, because we'll be ending soon. It's not going to be a long one because I still have to rest, a little bit of research before the Blue Morning show and all the stuff. Let's see, again, Porter is only 4 months in. I don't think that's enough to judge him. That's just the truth, first visual. Again, his potential, yeah, we have to wait till the end of the season, considering all that was again happening in the club when he joined. A solid argument. Like I said, there are a multitude of reasons one can come up with and say, you know what, this is the reason why we shouldn't judge Graham Potter now that he's really our man, if that makes any sort of sense. Next thing we have to talk about here, right here again, Arsenal have submitted a second offer for Moises Caicedo of £60 million plus £10 million add-ons. Brighton to reject as they want £80 million. Caicedo stayed away from Brighton's training ground. He was ordered to do so. It wasn't like he was rebelling. That led to that. Saturday actually tries to force through a move to Arsenal for Chelsea, or Chelsea, so to speak. I think this here is deceptive, really. Why do I say it's deceptive? I think it was the Brighton board that asked him to stay away from the club until January 3rd or so, or what date did they give. But I don't know if you get my point. That second paragraph in that tweet there, I think it's wrong. Bobby, what do you think if you're there? I know. Yeah, I don't know if you've.
What's this? Potter is only 4 months in. I don't.
No, not that one. Not that one. This one on the screen here that says Arsenal have submitted the second offer for Moises Caicedo of £60 million plus £10 million add-ons. Brighton to reject. This fact also sounds suspicious. How do you know Brighton will reject? But here's why I'm concerned. This is deceptive, really, because I followed the story. The board they were the ones that asked him to stay away from the training ground until a particular date that was mentioned. I don't recall. So this second paragraph, I think it's just them spicing up the story. But your thoughts on Arsenal going in with a second bid? Still not close to, right?
The whole thing doesn't even look right. First of all, there are people saying Brighton wants 100 million. Then they're saying 90 million. Now this one's saying 80 million. Arsenal going in with a bid plus 10 million in add-ons. That could be right because they're still hovering. Look, and I believe the club where they said that he, being Caicedo, should stay away till after the transfer market. That makes sense. Look, people are posting all manner of things. You don't know what's true until what's true comes out. So I would brush past this. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sort of sense. Two aspects of it: knowing that Brighton will will reject it. Plus, you mentioned some saying 100, some saying 80. So it's just absolute nonsense. Ty, you want to add to that?
Yes, actually, yes. I mean, that last part is so funny because that's not the case. He was told by Brighton he's not staying away because he wants to force a move. That's stupid. And
Yeah,
plus, the accuracy.
that's not okay really for them to somebody to be doing such. But go ahead with what you were saying, Ty.
Yeah, the accuracy, like Bobby was saying, is so foolish because if you look at it, we were hearing that they want up to 100 million. So
Mhm.
how is it now 80 million? There's no consistency there. So I don't know, but
It's everywhere.
yeah, well, yeah, if they've made that second bid, fantastic. That's good for them, but it doesn't mean Brighton will accept it. And Brighton are going to play hardball. We've seen what they did to us with Kukurea. So we we don't need to be acting like we don't know how they act. We know that they want it their way or no way. I mean, look at what happened. We have to give them Levi Colwell first to at least get to Chilwell, Kukurea. What am I talking about? Sometimes my head is not working. Okay, Kukurea.
You sure you're
I just
not
have a
sleepy yet? Because again, no, we're at the same time. It's 3 p.m. for you, isn't it? Aren't we the same time, Ty? Or you're 3 hours ahead?
yeah, it's nearly night for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I just have a Steve Harvey moment.
Oh, you're a human being. You're not even machines sometimes need to rebooting to work. We're good. Ty, please stop. You don't, or should I go ahead?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Uh, Ty, look, don't put me into trouble. Yeah, that one there, taking care of that one conversation between two people in this one. Aja Onye Dikachi one Nedalo is his coach. Good morning. I joined late. No worries, no worries. Lateness is greatness. And yeah, we'll be doing evening shows until the transfer window shuts. If that makes any sense, again, if you understand that, so there will always be quite a lot of show for you to participate in it. So good morning to you because probably it's morning in Niger. If you're in Niger, I don't know where you are. I know Chelsea has unlimited funds, but can Chelsea buy both Enzo and Caicedo? I doubt that. Is it possible? Yes. It's up to them. So let's see what happens. Would you do 70 and 10 million on add-ons of Caicedo? That's 80. That's I'm not sure I would, but let's see what happens. It's not up to me really, but I get your question. Brown envelopes, yeah, you can call them down. Tayo A. I think 18 million gets it done for Casado. You think so? Really? Let's see. Hello to you too, Daniel Shedrock. Big up, brother. It's been a minute. I hope you enjoyed your new year. Please do let us know how you're doing. I'm finally back. Sorry, guys, my account got hacked. Really? While back and only recently no longer got it back again. Not long got it back because Google removed the security. Luckily, so again, I could get back in. Okay, nice to have you back. I hope you're doing well. Has been stressful, but I am back. And hello, everyone. Hello to you, to Shadrach. Welcome back and enjoy the show. Again, Zulu, even the 55 million we offered for Casado was too much. And I believe we won't go in again at all for him again. And I'm okay with it. Again, let Arsenal have him. We can do better even if it's a Chelsea fan. Here's the thing. The problem is we want him now. And it's no surprise that if you go for a player in January, because usually clubs find it difficult to get replacement, you have to pay premium. It's as simple as that, if that makes sense to you. They don't really want 100. I don't think they did. I think it's something they did, again, to probably because you can say probably because, how do I phrase it? Because they wanted to, again, Chelsea went in for McAllister then, probably to show, hey, we're not your storage. We're not player storage for you. You come pick up any player you want or something like that. We should have just, again, done a 55 tops unless we take Colwell back. It's complicated, but let's see what happens. I'd pay 70 for Caicedo and send Gallagher to Brighton on loan. Do they want him? No, Gallagher won't fulfill the role that what's his name? Caicedo fulfills for them currently. What's up again? What's up? I see. I hope you're doing well, brother. Nice to see you. I will prefer Enzo to Caicedo because Enzo is South American and those folks have strength. Again, Caicedo might be another Pro Max of Cucurella. Really? That is some statement there.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Is it both South American?
They're both.
Oh Yo, what? Wait,
Costa Rica. No, it's Costa
Chai.
Rica, South America.
Chai.
No, Ty happens. Do you know everything? Let's confirm. Costa Rica, did they play North American competitions?
Oh.
No, Ecuadorian. One
My
of them is
chest.
Ecuadorian. We're talking about Ecuadorian, not Costa Rica, really. It is
Chai.
Ecuadorian. Ecuador. Let me check something.
Oh,
Well, we
my
don't
chest
know everything.
hurts.
1 second. Yeah, both South America, because I started questioning myself. These things happen. I leave the guy alone. Identity, they're both South Americans. Yeah. Again, we could do both Caicedo now and Enzo, but loaned back, possibly. I think what's his name? What's his name? Benfica will accept such deal. They would want to keep him to the end of the season. But it remains to be seen if that happens. I heard a Premier League club wanted to hijack Malo Gusto from us. Which club is it? Ty, which club do you suspect? If anything, I'd suspect Arsenal. Or maybe Man United, because we heard they were advising
Arsenal?
him to wait.
You know who I'm suspecting? You know who I'm suspecting?
Who?
I'm suspecting that it is the one, the only Brighton and Hove Albion.
Really? Why do you think?
Nah, I'm just joking. I think it was Spurs.
Most likely Arsenal or Manchester United, but there's no telling really.
Yeah, but Man United was always saying it was always said that they were told what can't even talk that they told Malo to
Wait.
wait until the summer. So you never know. I don't think Fab would say that when somebody else had said it before, that he's already quoted and said that they've said this already, as somebody has said before. So I don't know. He's a different club, but it could be Arsenal. You never know. Arsenal probably want to get that revenge, but they missed out if it's them. So
Now, I would say possibly Arsenal. They would again. Why would Caicedo want to play bench at Arsenal? If they spend that much money for them, probably he'll be starting over those that didn't spend that much money. Again, on that's natural, really. If they pay anything north of 70, he'd be starting over some of those players you're seeing there. Whack them both on 10 years contract. Whacking indeed. Even at that, again, like I said before, they pile up. 1 player, 2 player, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 6 of them or 7 of them. I let me not forget the numbers, but my point is that they pile up. Even if you're paying, let's say $5 1 player, again, add them together, it could become an issue, especially if we miss out the next edition of the Champions League. Caicedo, they both are, yeah. Again, I started questioning myself too, but these things happen. We're all humans. Ecuador is in South America, yeah. Yeah, again, I prefer Enzo because his profile is very rare. That's the truth. I think that makes sense. His qualities are almost the same as Kroos, but I wouldn't opt for us to play him deep. I'd like him to play closer to the final third. But who knows why we're looking for him? I don't know. Ecuadorian and Argentine, both South Americans at the Paris. So thank you very much. Again, there are not that many Toni Kroos in football. None. A very unique player. It's again more same as Modric actually. The team that wanted to hijack Gusto was United. Yeah, it makes sense to say it was United since they were the ones advising him to wait till the summer to join them, and yeah, on a free really. That's really hilarious. If you're watching, if you have anything you'd like us to talk about, again, shoot it there and we'll talk about it. We have about, again, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to round off. Yeah. Ty, anything else you want us to talk about? Did you see anything? I'm looking, I haven't seen anything new. Probably things will pop up before the Blue Morning Show. I think most likely, most definitely, we'll have quite a lot to talk about. Let me check PYS if he has anything. Anything new there. Let me check the Chelsea Dodgers again. This one here, he's talking about Let me see. Okay, just one second. A second about Crystal Palace. Yep, I've read that one. This one, yeah, exploring many midfield options. We've talked about that one. Anything else? Yeah, yep. Nothing new there really. Again, he says I learned that United asked Gusto to wait till the summer, to the summer transfer window. Yep, I think it was United. So yeah, it's that just points to United. Ty, do you see anything else you want us to talk about? Bobby, do you have anything else you want us to talk about? So we can call it a day. We've exhausted the topics we have lined up. And Baba Rahman trending, I clicked on it. It turns out they're talking about him starting a game. Nothing serious there. Let me see again. I heard Tariq Lamptey was on his
But
way out of Brighton, wanted by Lyon as Gusto replacement last, but it didn't happen. Bobby, go ahead.
Bashir Humphreys has gone to a second division German side, SC Panda Burden, something like that.
You think that's a good loan for him? You think he'll be starting games?
Yeah, loan move. Second division though, so I don't really know that much about it, but definitely he'll be starting games.
Hmm. Ty, are you well acquainted with where he's gone on loan?
Gurhi.
Sorry?
Did you say Gurhi?
No, not going. Tariq, not
No,
Tariq Lamptey,
no,
but Bashir
Bashir
Humphrey.
Humphreys.
Oh, Humphreys.
Yeah,
He went to a club that speaks. What's the?
second division
Ah.
German club. So I'm asking, do you think it's a good loan for him? I'm not sure. I don't know the club he went to really.
I get what you're asking. I get what you're asking. He went to a Bundesliga club or Baderborn.
SC Panderburn or something.
Yeah, something
SC.
like that. Yeah, it's a team that are definitely need a lot of help. So I can understand why they were so desperate to get him, and he's very young. So he needs that experience, and they are in a situation where they're trying to achieve something. So I
SC
think it.
Paderborn '07.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That is it. That's
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
have
That's
to
a club.
research them. Yeah, I get German games, but it's the first division, the Bundesliga. I don't get it. It's the second division game, so it's going to be difficult to follow him. It could be wrong. Yeah, I read that too, so you're very correct. FFA a change, a change the amount a team can ask for a player.
Really?
Uh, did you hear that? Anything like that, Bobby? Did you hear anything like that? I didn't hear that. Uh,
That what?
that the FFA they changed the amount a team can ask for a player. Is that a question? I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about them putting again a capping how much a team can ask for a player. I've heard somebody
Yeah, I don't
suggest
know
that
about that.
before, but I didn't hear anything about that. Thomas Bays, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. And Daniel Shadrach Humphreys needed a loan though. Yeah, he did, but it's a German second division team. The right alone for him. I don't know the club that was, so I'm not going to complain too much. A big up Ty, Bobby, and Coach just finished the boxing. What a fight again for the light heavyweight belt. I didn't watch that. Who won? But again, bro, it's always nice to see you, and I can't wait to one day participate in one of your streams. If you haven't, again, bro, do share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. Thank you so much. Much love from me here. I'm late, per usual. Yeah, good night, guys. Good night, bro. Probably late for you. Enjoy your night. I hope to see you again soon. Germany again. Is that the name of the club? Again, Adebayo, you let me know. That's by the way. I don't have any other thing. Anybody, any other topic you want us to touch before we go?
Oh, well, oh God, man, I can't believe it.
Hmm.
Joe Felix. Did he? You spoke about Joe Felix.
Yeah, we did. Again, this is in reference in the bats that he had, the red card and all that. And Just saying again, and it's not about how it starts. It's about how it ends.
Lukaku to
Barcelona
Tottenham
lose.
keeps popping up.
Sorry,
Honestly, it's coming. It's popping up everywhere.
who to Tottenham?
Lukaku.
Do you think it's
I think
gonna
it's
ever
more
happen?
wishful thinking than anything else. But
Oh Lord,
No,
who
it's
the
not
hell
gonna
would
happen, boss.
Lukaku?
sorry.
It's never gonna happen. Because they can't pay him. Maybe he take a witch cut. You never know. But it's not like he's gonna represent Belgium again in the World Cup. He would take some again. You could say drastic again rise in form. Really, for inform again. Kovacic staying now or then. Thank you for asking this question. Ty has been the chief of that. So Ty, you go ahead.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
And just quickly,
whoa.
Adebayo, refrain from using all caps. And again, let's say 4 emojis. Don't use more than 3 emojis. Don't use all caps. Again, the machine will time you out. Nightbot is a machine. Nightbot is a machine that's policing again the activities in the chat. And if you use more than 3 emojis, it will time you out, or all caps, it will time you out. So be careful. So Ty, I think I've heard you say something about Kovacic leaving. There you go. Explain it to Bali. Well, again, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wow, man. Wow, man. You just put me right on the spot.
I'm sorry
But
about that.
yeah, man. Yeah, there's this talk of him getting a new contract, and that's the plan apparently. I mean, I sorry, when I watched some of the past streams, I saw that you brought up a tweet, and I said that was related to Zakari and also conversation. And Loftus-cheek was a different one as well. But yeah, there's the whole ambitious thing. Kovacic didn't see it. He was starting to lose interest in remaining at Chelsea, and plus I'm not the only person that was saying it. You had other reporters say that there's some players that are unhappy with the pathway that Chelsea were going on. Obviously, his head is definitely turned by the new signings that have been made, the new ambitions and the new hopes and desires that the club want to achieve by the end of the season. It will definitely give him a different perspective at the situation at Chelsea. He's not really fond of Potter, as many players don't look like they are as well. But he is willing to stay at the club because he has a connection to the club now. Obviously, winning trophies with them, and it's been a place that he's been for a while. So obviously, it's something that he probably would probably reconsider and perhaps not leave the club.
Yeah, I think your argument makes sense. Now that we've made again, he's seen the ambitions of the new owners. If it's again the reason he wanted to leave the club before was lack of ambition, things going downward spiral of things. I think he has some quite a lot to change. I'm gonna try to open this update on the screen right now. He's gonna again. He will rethink his stance on whether he stays or not. I think he stays. He's a very important player, although a lot of people don't see it that way. I think that's. I think that's. I've seen that tweet that Makinwa, who in the chat was talking about. So I'm going to open it. Let's actually talk about it before we round. Let's see. Use it as the last topic before we round off here. Just give me 1 second. I want to do that in a bit. So I think it makes sense. Your argument makes sense as to why Kovacic may well change his mind and stay at the club because things are changing and he would want to be part of it, really, if winning is what's pushing him to leave. Then he has a chance to win more. But when I'm concerned, it's where he doesn't have faith in Potter, which I think we've talked about that, which I think was that, again, quite a lot of the senior players probably wouldn't trust him because he hasn't won anything. His pedigree, not that much, yeah. But just give me 1 second, some update there I want us to talk about, but I want to catch up with what we have in the chat before we look at maybe the guy in question. Yep, this one here covers your staying out again. Ty explains Declan Rice. Yeah, you're laughing already. Declan Rice is a good player. As much as I think he's a good player, I don't think he's that guy for Chelsea, especially under Graham Potter, who wants a more fluid midfield. I don't know. You tell me if you know Declan Rice that well. How good he is he finding solutions in tight spaces and progressing the ball, even when oppositions press him aggressively, or you have 3-4 players on him. Yeah, but let's see what happens. Look, you really want to send me to hell, but I'm not. I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm not reading this. You very noted at Ty. He says thank you. He says thank you to you for reading his comment. Let's see what happens here. I want us to look at this one. So Ty, this one here, that's the guy in question, the guy we talked about. His name is let's see. I don't want to. His name is what's his name? He works for Top Skills Sports. I don't know the company. And here is how many followers. Yes, 1,000 plus. And he's an international reporter, sports writer, and transfer specialist for football live transfers, and the conversations are included Sky Sports. So I don't think it would be quoting Sky Sports News if it's not, again, I think to a certain extent, I think we should trust them, but because something Sky Sports did during when Arsenal, again, the Mudryk deal was all Arsenal and Mudryk, new bid, personal terms agreed, he's joining, and boom, Sky Sports was the only outlet that was saying, no, we're still there. And it turns out they were correct. So maybe he's correct. He says exclusive Chelsea is still pushing to reach agreement with Benfica for Enzo Fernandez, with their new 70 million plus 30 million euros in add-ons, being told representatives will fly to Portugal within the next 24 hours to discuss Fernandez deal. So this is that particular report I was talking about. And I think that's the one that the person, our friend in the chat mentioned. Ty, do you have any concerns with this report here?
Honestly, I would have to say no. I have no problem with this because I think based on how late it is in the window, it could be a Malo Gusto style deal. Let him stay at Benfica, although I'm pretty sure a lot of fans would want him to come now. And we get him in the summer, which will be more sensible to pay that fee because the fee will definitely go down then. And obviously, it will be difficult to get him in the summer if a lot of teams are getting new owners, losing midfielders, and be looking for midfielders. So I think this, if it's true, is something that I would be okay with. The only part that really sucks for me is that if it all comes to nothing, it will be based on, just following based on what the time frame is. It would be a waste of time because you close the deadline day, you waste your time, you couldn't go for somebody else, and you don't get anybody. But I mean, I have no problem with this. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then it simply doesn't happen. I've said it, and people see Enzo Fernandez as a player that if we don't get him, it's the end of the world. I don't think it is. If we can scout players as Benfica was able to find this player from River Plate, clearly we'll find more. We'll find more players like Enzo Fernandez. Argentina are known for making some good young players, and Enzo Fernandez is a quality player. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We can find another player and probably gets him for 5 million, 7 million, rather than spending over the limit, quote unquote, for a player that probably wants to move, but the parent club don't want to sell him. I have no problem with this tweet. I just hope that if it's true and the time frame is actually 24 to 48 hours, we don't waste enough time and we're struggling and we're panic buying again. Or panic loading.
Yeah, you make a very solid argument in terms of, again, you suspect if it happens, it will be a case of things remaining there on loan because they cannot get a replacement. So, and that would be the only sort of deal that I think Benfica would say, okay, if that's the case, yeah, let's do it. But Bobby said something. What if we wait last minute and trigger the buyout clause? They won't have any option than let him go. Yeah. So, but let's see what happens. It's an interesting one indeed, but we'll see. There's no telling what happens really. But we'll follow that one closely and let's see what's going to happen. We move on from that one. What do we have here? Again, Samsung A11 says, I will be happy if Chelsea can be able to get Enzo done before the transfer window. And it's still a possibility, but I'm sure you paid attention to what Ty said here. There's a chance it's going to happen, but if it happens, it will be a case of them saying, okay, we're going to keep him on loan. Anything less than that, we don't want. If that makes any sort of sense to you. That's, by the way, this one right here from Daniel Shedrack. I think we should do the adders based on appearances and for him to win either EPL or Champions League in 10 years in the contract. That's a chance we'll do that. But that's, by the way, I think we've come to the natural end of the show. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another evening show because we'll continue the evening show until the transfer window shuts. Bobby, I don't know if you have anything to add on this this particular story here.
Says Chelsea
for Enzo,
are still pushing to reach agreement. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. I don't think there's anything else tonight that we'll get. Maybe tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, let's see again. Tomorrow we'll be back here with some news. So make sure to come join us tomorrow evening again. We'll be following. We'll do the Blue Morning Show. We'll be watching the transfer market. If anything comes up, be rest assured this is one of the first places you hear that. I got to run to. I have something to go take care of. This is a summer. This is again in summer. His release clause won't be set as much. Again, we are offering them now because we don't want to compete with anybody for a signature. If you ask me, and we pay premium. You pay premium if you want a player in January. That's, by the way, I want to say thank you to Ty, thank you to Bobby, thank you to everyone in the chat, thank you to Daniel Shadrach, thank you to Valley, thank you to Samsung A1, Adeba, thank you so much, my Niger brother, CFCOG, Thomas Bay for joining the Breeze, big up, Ike IC, CAA Mafia, Lusala, Tayo A, and everyone else. So apologies if I miss your name. I'm only human. See you guys tomorrow. God bless us all, and bye.